What did I just watch? Beau is afraid. Ari Aster is back with another film, and it is weird. After giving us two of his most disturbing features, Midsommar and Hereditary, that are enough to crawl and burr under his skin, now he's back with another film, and this time, it is labeled as a comedy. Yes, the film does pack a few laughs, but this film's also quite nightmarish, and unsettling to watch at times. I went in not knowing anything about this film, and I came out quite disoriented and confused at first, as a lot happens. And I mean a lot. But I have to say, I liked it a lot. So, what is it about? Well, if you ask me to summarize the plot in one sentence, a guy named Beau, played by Joaquin Phoenix, is overcome with guilt, and refuses to confront his fears, and in doing so, it causes his life to spiral out of control. That would be the gist of the story. This 3-hour film follows Beau as he struggles to find his way home after finding out his mother has passed away. Let me first start the story. This film doesn't really have a narrative structure, and it's probably not going to appeal to the mass audience, so if you like your stories clear and coherent, it'll probably be best for you to skip this film, because you only come off the theater with questions and a lot of frustration. You're either going to love it, or find yourself struggling to sit through this 3-hour film. For me, this film went by like a breeze. You've probably heard of the hero's journey, or seen a chart before. If not, no worries. I'll briefly explain it, because it does play a huge part in this film. The hero's journey is a template utilized by many writers to help them create believable characters that we as an audience can understand and root for. The journey begins with our hero in the ordinary world, and something happens, leading them to venture out of their comfort zone. During the journey, our hero will meet mentors and guides who assist them in reaching their goals. There will almost always be a point where our character falls to his lowest point, and from there on, he must learn to stand up again, figure out and find a way to solve his problems, and finally return to his ordinary world as a changed person. If you're interested in learning more about the hero's journey, check out a book I read about a year ago called The Writer's Journey by Christopher Vogler. This is where I learned all about the hero's journey. The book does a great job of explaining how to create believable and interesting characters, where the audience is compelled to follow their journey. It is a really well written and easy to understand book. Do check it out if you're interested. I'll place a link to the book below in the description. Alright, back to Beau. Ari Aster can be clearly seen using the hero's journey structure. In fact, the film can be seen separated into parts that clearly reflect the journey, even when not directly addressing it, but with a twist. Beau does not have your typical hero's journey structure. In fact, it takes that structure and completely flips it by 180 degrees. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. The film opens with Beau in a fictional world where nothing is ordinary, the total opposite of hero's journey. Where Beau lives, everything wrong with humanity can be seen unfolding across the screen. Guns, violence, mayhem, and chaos. It takes the world's worst neighborhood to live in and cranks it up a few notches. In the hero's journey, the story kickstarts with a character or hero venturing into the unknown. Here, the script does the complete opposite once again. Instead of looking for change, Beau ventures back home looking for comfort, his mother. He wants to play everything as safely as possible throughout the film. Beau never once tries to confront his fears or problems. Instead, he relies on people to help solve all his problems for him. And things, of course, don't go well for Beau. Flipping the whole idea of a hero's journey is extremely entertaining to watch as you watch one bad thing lead to another. Just when you think things can't get any worse, it does. It gets much worse. And it can be solidified in the first act, where Beau struggles in the abnormal world. The acting from Joaquin Phoenix is once again terrific. I mean, it's Joaquin. What can I say? He's already solidified himself as one of the greats long ago, but Joker's brought him to the top of his game. Here, once again, he's great. As this is his film, throughout the 3-hour runtime, he's on screen I think like 2 hours and 15 minutes of it. He literally carried this film. You feel his panic. You feel his fear, and you feel claustrophobic. And when you can't breathe, sometimes I felt like I couldn't breathe too. But in the end, I still laughed at him, because he never makes a decision himself. Patti LuPone is also a scene stealer. Although she doesn't accumulate much screen time, her scenes, which take place near the last act, are very uneasy to watch, and also play a huge role in tying up the film, which shows us how great of an actress she is, as the film relies on her to close the chapter for Beau and the film. Well, she successfully does that, so good job. Beau is afraid is quite funny at times, due to the humor being delivered at the most unexpected places. Something would happen, and in your mind, you're expecting something worse to take place. Instead, I found myself laughing out loud. Also pay attention to the signs in this film. They're some of the funniest I've seen in a while. However, don't let your guard down, as it does get unsettling at times. Not in a direct way, but more like a lingering nightmare that you wake up from sweating during the middle of the night. Another aspect I really love about this film is the aesthetics. Every shot is so gorgeous to look at. The color, the set design, everything's just stunning. The cinematography is spot on. Everything's beautifully framed, sucking you into this hypnotic yet nightmarish world at the same time. The best way to describe the whole film is like you're stuck in a terrifying lucid dream, only to wake up and find everything to be a reality. My favorite part is the third segment, which is supposedly a transformation section for a hero. The way the segment is delivered, for me, is the most captivating and impactful one, as it combines theatrical play and animation to help bring the character deeper into the world of anxiety and guilt. My eyes were practically hypnotized by the screen. The animation helps show how fragile Beau is. Usually, during this stage of the journey, our hero has learned his lesson and is ready to journey back home a new and changed man. Here, the animation makes Beau feel like he's slowly crumbling to pieces instead. The ending is confusing, which I'm not going to say anything about, but after spending some time processing the film, I did come up with my own interpretation. The film's ending is highly ambiguous, and I believe that there are many ways to interpret it. If you have seen the film, I would love to hear your comments and hear what you think about the film and how you interpreted the ending. Overall, I really enjoyed this film. Some scenes were a little too over the top for me. During the first 30 minutes, I learned to change and alter my perspective on the film, as the opening scene immediately tells you what kind of film you're about to watch. But still, There's some scenes that I found a little too much. I think you know what I mean when you see them. Before I end this video, I'm gonna say this again. If you like your films with direct and easy to follow storyline, this film is most definitely not going to be for you, as half the time, you won't know where on earth this film is headed, as you'll be easily sidetracked, as so much happens. Otherwise, I highly recommend this film, as this is another nightmarish vision by Ari Aster that was stung with its beautiful cinematography, making you squeamish, while packing in a few laughs as well. It is basically just him not giving a shit about what the audience think, and just sucking them into a feverish world of horror, and I absolutely loved it. Go give this film a watch. Alright, and this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hope you all have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I shall see you soon next time. Oh, one last thing, subscribe for your next travel ticket.